So this seems more of like a normal versus normal draft to me here, rather than one being way more overpowered.
I think anytime you're at the beginning of like one of these major patches, there's just a few heroes that I think you just have to ban. Like the games aren't going to feel the same as they will in a couple weeks when this patch comes. I mean, obviously Beastmaster, PL Warlock, those shards will be, or the Ags for Beastmaster in that case will be nerfed in some respect. So you kind of just have to like get rid of those heroes and then just play Dota to the best of your ability. And then once the first or second like small balance patch comes out, that's when you can start seeing like actual mind games being used in drafts, right? Because right now you can't afford to do anything weird. You have to get rid of the OP stuff immediately.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
All right.
So TOOBASED needs some lockdown. They really lack lockdown right now. Some setup for Mirana would be nice too.
Before they pick the puck early for Annihilate, puck obviously being banned early, so I wonder if they circle back to a mid laner. I mean, I don't know if Ember's trending more.
Void Spirit maybe.
Change that, the Void Spirit, yeah.
Set up for the Mirana with the Yules into Ether Remnant.
It used to be
that's
OD,
a nice combo.
But I don't know if OD is just kind of dead now in this meta or this patch. But yeah, something, a mid lane who's got control, who's got team fight, and compare with the Mirana seems like a pretty good recipe.
OD actually is pretty nice. The new Aghanim Scepter feels great. The fact that it's AoE and it increases the damage, it's he feels strong.
Anytime I see Luna, Shadow Demon sounds amazing. It's a setup for Mirana Arrow as well. But you can still technically, I mean, I don't know. Can you do Witch Doctor 4 or Shadow Demon 4? Not sure.
Okay, well, they got the answer for the Arrow Stun lock down there in your Shield Baden pickup, and helps with the Valdic too.
So I imagine this is going to be okay. I feel like you can't run this as a 5 Abba. I do not see what Abba Luna will do at all to a Timbersaw. You have a strength 5 that wants to hit you. You're going to kill him with Whirling Death. And then Luna does absolutely pathetic, atrocious damage to you. You do not have enough burst. Okay, well, there's their answer. They're gonna put the bat versus the Timber.
Okay.
It seems.
The Tiny's also intriguing, right? Because last time we knew this was a flea hero through and through, but I thought that was going to be the Mirana. Now, Mirana and Tiny, who's the 4 position here?
I think it's like probably carry Tiny. If I were to guess, like Boris is a previous offlane player, and he played in offlane in the meta where Tiny off was getting picked. So I imagine that this is like a double stun, double nuke lane with the Tiny Witch Doctor, which is a really powerful lane. Which means the Bat Rider, you might want to put the Bat mid, depending on what the mid matchup is. We'll see. I know Esk plays it a lot. I don't know if you really want to play him into like these double nukes. I don't know if you want to aggro into it either with the Luna.
We finally get to see position 1 Tiny after all the hype.
I hope so, yeah. Could be mid Tiny still. We'll see. But that if you do mid Tiny, then you're risking, you just have Bat versus Tiny, and I think Bat will do very well against that.
A Mars band coming out from TOOBASED. They're not biting at the idea that this could be an offlane Bat Rider. It could possibly be the mid lane, maybe Bat Rider, and they're still holding on to a 3 position to pull out.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Bat in this game, just in general, is really nice. You don't necessarily, you just run him in whatever lane is best for him, which probably will be mid, just because I know Esk is a mid Bat spammer. But eventually, like it makes it so Timber never gets to that unkillable stage, which is always really nice. And that's actually a big reason I think Timber started trending at the end of the last patch, is because Bat Rider is like the hardest counter to him and like game counter, and then Bat was just dog shit. So I think that's a huge reason. Same with Monkey King, who was trending at the end.
Yeah, so many core bands at the end there: Wraith King, Spectre, Terrorblade, Jug, Void. Wow.
There's no carries.
The Void would have been, I mean, if this is a mid Tiny, could have been a good Void game. You have a decent amount of setup, like the ward on the outside, a free arrow, chakram. It's not like traditional huge team fight type spells, but could have definitely worked. I think they're kind of confused as well, because it might not even be a position 1. Could just be the mid.
This seems like a really good Slark game to me. Okay, maybe not now.
Whoa! Necrophos.
I love this here, although there is a ton of magic damage. A ton that can burst you down.
I mean,
Hero got like micro buffed in a lot of areas, so he feels a lot better to play. Still very slow, though.
The attack animation is really nice now. The projectile, his CSing in lane feels a lot easier. And with a hero that literally gets regen based on how good your CSing is, it helps tremendously. And so you're dealing with 2 strength cores, which means simply TOOBASED probably doesn't want to pick another like tanky frontline core person to go late game. Otherwise, it's going to be very rough for them, especially melee. It's not going to go well.
All right. Well,
let's see. Queen of Pain seems really good because I think you probably want to run this Tiny as a carry. I don't know if you want to run it mid versus like Bat. You could even run the Necro mid, chase the Tiny.
I mean, the one good thing about using Tiny mid is he gets that Blink Dagger, because as a carry, you're not going to get Blink, but Blink Dagger this game is actually pretty good with the Avatos. You can blow up like 3 of these heroes relatively easily. The problem is the actual lane itself.
Okay,
Ooh,
they go with the AM.
Anti-Mage
right.
coming out. My goodness. All right. Drafts are complete. We got to get final thoughts here. This time I'll go to Jenkins first. Are we going to see 2-base 2-0 black and yellow, or are we going to game 3?
I think we're going to game 3. I think black and yellow wins this. I don't think simply 2-base draft is that good. AM sucks.
All right. Suns fan.
I'm going to go simply 2-base just so I'm not copying Jenkins. It's going to be a 2-0, gentlemen.
All right. We're split at the panel. Let's get into a break. But when we come back, let's find out if Lyrical and Aui, who are bringing the broadcast, feel the same way.
Back again, game number 2, ready to get underway. Aui, we're seeing another Envy Luna. This time around, not going up against one of the most broken heroes in Dota. It's an anti-mage instead. How you feeling about the drafts?
I like Dash draft. I think I don't know how AM is. Like, I feel like that hero might be good this patch. There's some like new EU metas with this hero where they get like Vanguard disassemble for Battle Fury and stuff.
Sounds terrible. EU meta, don't like it. Sorry. I just had to get that in.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like if they look at last game and they just realize they had 3 Blink Daggers and nothing to buff their 15k net worth Luna when PL was like 10k net worth, and just change that, like the game was just theirs.
30 seconds to battle.
So like if they do something better this game, like, you know, buy Solar Crest, the best item of the patch,
Ooh.
and you know, things will go differently in my opinion this game. It depends a lot about top lane. I mean, Luna Witch Doctor, Luna Abaddon, like, it's not super good for Timber, but Luna traditionally has been pretty good for Timber and lane. And one thing about Abaddon is you can purge off the Whirling Death stacks, which makes him not as bad as most melee strength supports versus Timbersaw.
Right. It'll be a little bit easier in that way to sort of not just get like completely bullied out and killed. But it is still, as you mentioned, a melee strength support, and that's definitely not going to be putting the hurt onto Timbersaw, at least not in these early goings. Already has shield skilled up, but we'll watch how that one goes. And they're actually starting out up here as Flea is going to arrow one of the creeps. Interesting.
That's super weird.
That's really
Don't you
weird.
want your Timbersaw to get all the EXP? Like, you need this hero to get levels, right?
Dude,
He just took the soul XP there. Flea does not care.
Flea's like, guys, it's me. This is my. Don't get away from me. But yeah, the other nice thing, obviously, is with Mirana, they've got the nice purge to be able to take off that stun for longer times when that happens. So cool things. Does it connect? Not quite. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch how that one goes. How about these other lanes, though? We've already got the Witch Doctor down here. Imperion trying to just make sure that Boris is maxed down HP whenever possible. Food Restoration level 1 with the Bassi. Oh, Jubei? Ooh, they take it off. He's fine. He's out of there. But yeah, what do you think about this this matchup down bottom? Like, it feels like Necro is starting to get a little bit of a comeback nowadays.
Yeah, this hero's strong for sure. I think this should be Dire favored. I like Imperion's build. He went for heal first with the Bassi ring. I'm not too sure because usually you only buy the Bassi if you have like some carry that actually uses a mana. Otherwise, you just get double Soulming Mask and you get a bit of extra stats because it's cheaper.
Right.
But theoretically, like if you can just sustain this lane and get good trades with Mana Burn versus Necro, like you should be fine this lane. They should have blocked the hard camp though, because what's gonna happen is Dire have the better wave shove. And then they're going to be able to pull this hard camp. And Zero's doing a good job. He's zoning them out so they get to pull off. And now, now it's a little bit of, like, I don't know if you can just sit in front of the lane with your heal and CS with AM. Because the way it's going to keep bouncing with the pull.
That's a good point. They did give that extra mana regen now onto Bassi. So it's 1.6 instead of the 0.7 that you get from the Sage's Mask. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but it's at least something.
Yeah, maybe Bassi is just better, actually.
Regardless, at least for now, they're doing a good job down here of keeping back Zero a bit. And, well, mana drain, mana gain. It's all about mana down bottom.
And I think something that's happened is we saw that long chase on Abaddon on the side, but what happened during all of that was that Luna's completely free farming. He has a lot of denies in this lane, and there's still 6 creeps in lane. Like, he has full CS this game.
Yeah, Envy is having absolute free farm here. Gets another deny playing together there with that Lucent Beam. And yeah, 12-9 versus the 7-1. Arrow will connect now onto Jubei. A good amount of damage, but immediately hits that Aphotic Shield, has stick charges, has tangos. Life is good up top.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Luna got pretty much all the solo XP, so he's really high level. Abaddon just needs to sap his level 2, and they're feeling pretty happy.
We haven't talked about it much, but this mid lane also is very interesting. Annihilate keeps on having to like run way the heck back, but he's still getting pretty good CS, you know, using that tree grab and just sort of playing around the sticky napalms. And actually up top, Monkeys Forever able to find the kill into Jubei. Okay.
Alright, free TP scroll.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, honestly, recently, when I watch pubs, I generally don't watch mid, because what happens is they just spam out the waves, buy a bottle, and, like, you know, get the runes. But in this lane, because he's against a Bat Rider, Tiny actually couldn't go for bottle. He needs a boots. And because of that, like, Esk is able to steal his bounty, he's full mana. I think he'll TP to his tower here, get the other bounty, or maybe Yamsa will just get it. And yeah, he's feeling good on Bat Rider. Haven't seen that for a mid lane for a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's against a Tiny, so if it's not good in this lane, I mean, it's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, I'm really, like you're talking about, watching this top lane. There's a lot of just really oppressive laning going on by Eternal Envy. 22 and 13 keeps on prioritizing these denies over and over again.
He got the 2 points in third spell, and what that basically means is Luna has, even with the Quelling Blade, Luna has more damage than the Timbersaw. So you have to use like your nukes for your nukes to get the last hits, and that's really good for Luna because, you know, not having you tank spells is good.
Well, Envy has a Quelling Blade too, so that makes up for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work on denies, but yeah.
For
Envy
sure.
will get every last hit this wave. The Quelling Blade's interesting because he bought it last game as well. I think the new map change, there are a lot of annoying single trees between camps that make you farm slower. So now you just buy Quelling Blade and get rid of those. It's a nice addition to it.
Yamsum down bottom, taking a lot of damage and might actually be popping here on the Lion. Ends up finishing at 14 HP on that Lion there. The Maledict just doing a good amount of work, but not enough for the kill. And all of the lanes right now looking pretty good for Black and Yellow. The standout really is Flea, who's been able to get a little bit of extra space, taking away some of those creeps with the arrows.
He has 17 CS right now?
Yeah, dude's cooking.
Is he a core?
I mean, that's Flea. You saw his last game. He was pissed. It's like, I want to actually do things in this game.
Okay. I mean, the good thing for Dire is this Necro's looking to have a really good lane. And I don't think the lane gets any easier for AM. I mean, he has a Ring of Health now, but like, Necro is very annoying. He's just gonna stand in front of you, keep hitting you.
Right. And a very frustrating hero to have to play against, Zero. A lot of the buffs, it felt like, were mainly just like, it felt like quality of life changes, you know, faster attack animation type things, stuff like that. But it just made the hero better overall, it felt like.
For sure. I mean, on the third spell, he got longer duration on the regen and a bit more regen. That sort of stuff is really weird because you sort of hit some sort of threshold where, like, you get really strong with it. Like, it's either, like, sort of worthless or super OP, and there's no real in-between for that type of spell. And something that's nice from this Mirana is he's cleared half of Envy's camps.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, Annihilate gonna get dropped here, and Marion shows up, wants to get some extra damage in. Do they have enough? 5 stacks of sticky means that Flea can't jump in. A little bit too afraid to do that, and so they will force the Bat Rider home, but he killed the mid Tiny.
Oh, and look at Jubei. The camps aren't all there, but instead he's pulling Eternal Envy to creep wave so he can farm both of them at the same time. What
that's
a
wild.
Good support.
Damn, dude. That's what you want to see.
That is what you want to see. And I think it's understood, like, I haven't seen this Bat Rider here in a long time, but as far as good Bat Rider games go, like, this has to be one of the best I've ever seen. There's 0 counters to Lasso, and he has this Necro hero, Abaddon hero, who run in, and he has night vision for Luna. Like, he's gonna have a really free game if his lane is good, which it is.
Yeah, up top gets killed off by Monkeys Forever. Just got walked down. And meanwhile, over in the jungle, Yamsun tries to back away, but he's got Maledict and is going to tick down. So they find a couple of kills. Simply TOOBASED, recognizing the laning stage isn't going the way they wanted. They make these rotations and find some nice freebies.
It's good by monkeys to punish the Abaddon for running around top and trying to drag waves and stuff, but that's just like a death row step as Abaddon. There's delaying on this tower, they killed the wagon wave, and Timbersaw
Right.
can't really pressure the tower that hard without the wagons.
Yeah, not easy to do that. I mean, you can sort of do it like we're seeing here in just a second, but it's kind of meh. Does he have 4 points up? Yeah, he's got 4 in reactive also. So
Actually, he's gonna take this tower, huh? He managed to build himself a double wave. It's very good.
okay.
They should TP someone up and just drag the creep wave away. Like, if Abaddon TPs up, drags the wave to the next wave, and then runs to Luna with both of them, like, even if he dies, it's super worth it.
Right. Well, regardless, he's going to go down bottom and break the smoke. So Jubei will get found out, but in the meantime, Necro ulti, they take down the AM. Oh, they weren't prepped for that one at all. Yamsun's going to get surrounded here and likely go down. They want to go for the bigger kill on Zero. He was TPing out, so they should be able to chase him down here. Do they have enough left in the tank? Trying to get both kills, and they did find one. Courier not going to fall. Have another coconut to throw out with the Maledict onto Zero. Toss back the other direction. Can they take him down? Doesn't look like it. And Flea didn't decide to go for the Starstorm. Just held on to that one.
He's a tanky boy. He doesn't have a point in the second spell yet, but with Abaddon TPing in, I think they recognize that they're not really going to be able to kill this guy. He has raindrops. This is something interesting that happened at top towers. Monkey, oh, mid lane.
Oh, Chase, lasso, got him. Can they kill him though? No level 6 on Lion, but it's still enough.
There's just no reaction to his lasso at all. Like, what can you even do?
Yeah.
I think so what happened is Timbersaw built a double wave and then pushed the tower with it. He tanked the tower, and the creeps killed the tower, right? That's how you take towers to Timbersaw.
Right.
But what ended up happening is that as soon as he took that tower, he had a triple wave, and he just left the lane. And Eternal Envy just like walks up and gets like 20 CS for free. I think one of two things needs to happen. Either you do some like weird tactical thing where you let the creeps tank the tower, so you deny the enemy carry gold, or you need to like keep pressuring with that wave. Force under tier 2, force a glyph so they glyph it. Instead, like, look at the net worth. Eternal Envy. He's up 1,200 gold on any Radiant hero at 10 minutes. That's a lot of farm.
Absolutely. And the timing that this is going to hit is going to be pretty devastating. Yeah, that free triple wave. And then, you know, the follow-up, obviously, is Timbersaw ending mid, where he gets lassoed and killed by the Batrider and company.
Yeah.
A really good series of events for Black and Yellow, taking advantage of a couple of misplays there.
Honestly, if Dara itemized right, I can't see them losing this game. They have to play well and make the right items, but they're looking good.
Well, they tried to Aphotic Shield that one off. Not going to be enough. Lee able to get away from his old teammates there. They are going to get the Reaper's Scythe takedown on the Annihilate. But it looks like that's going to be about the extent of it.
A well played by Jubei there. He's just buying time, juking this Timbersaw around.
And they can't take him down.
I mean, this Abaddon, he just took the book. He's not 6 yet, but I don't think he cares. Like, he's feeling good.
Oh my God! So Envy, I think like, oh, you got to run away because potentially Eclipse or whatever. 1 point Lucent Beam and then 4/4. I am going to lose my mind if he starts leveling stats. That's going to be really upsetting.
Honestly, that sounds pretty good. Like,
I know
you
it
just
does,
take
which is
stats, you get the
terrible.
shard, it's less mana. Very, very, very Kappa, honestly. I think I see he's on cooldown. I think he was thinking about it just to force the lasso. That's a huge kill. I think something that people like AM traditionally has been a really fast farming hero. You know, he used to be the OG, like you farm this hero, you carry the game. But this hero actually farms really slow now, especially like obviously before Battle Fury, but more so than his other like Battle Fury counterparts.
Especially without boots.
Yeah.
Boris has been struggle city. Oh, poor guy. He's
I'm surprised
working on
Boris
it.
didn't get any of the stats too, which I'm honestly a bit surprised about.
Yeah. I guess that the blink cooldown is good. The mana break one may be a little bit surprising as well.
Radiant's middle tower
It's just
is
like
under
you're so
attack.
squishy. Like I don't even know he can farm these ancients without taking a lot of HP. Like stats helps a lot with this. This
Yeah.
hero stacking is just so bad.
It's true.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
in the
is
meantime,
under
you take a
attack.
look at what Luna's doing. Just anywhere she wants to be on the map is absolutely killing it.
The thing is, even when you have Battle Fury, like Luna still farms AM, I think, with this new Manta.
Right. Well, and you know, you'd love to be able to get like a possessed mast or something. Right now, he's just working on the Ironwood
True.
branch. Not great. Which means the Timbersaw doesn't get that one too. And instead, Timbersaw pulled back in. The level 1 Eclipse with level 2 and Lucent Beam still doing enough with the Reaper's Sight to get the kill.
That's a good catch, and I think we'll keep seeing that. Like he's gonna have bots. As soon as he gets BKB, there's literally zero counterplay to this lasso.
Yeah. Yeah.
Radiant need to try to make something happen with this Blink Dagger and Death Ward. They need to. I think they need to go for a smoke as soon as or even before Timbersaw's up. Honestly.
Well, they tried to just go without the smoke there. Maybe again another little symptom of what you were talking about before of not really being able to make that full commitment type of move. And you know, Blink Dagger revealed, they weren't able to hit the arrow, and a little bit of time where Black and Yellow just sort of have the map to themselves to do whatever they want.
It's hard to play from this position, honestly. The Radiant map feels very constricted, and what's happening is like Luna, because of this Manta soon, is going to be able to push waves farther. I mean, she can already do it, but she's going to be able to push waves farther than AM. Because AM,
Right.
like, he didn't have boots. He farms a wave, honestly, pretty slow. And what that leads to is just you have less space on the map. And because of that, it's like it feels hard to make these moves. I mean, they have this one really good ward bottom, which I
Right.
think it's pretty unfortunate they didn't get the D ward on it. Here we go, pot him out into that ward, but you know, Jube's in a good position.
Yeah.
Luna's not even there.
I do kind of wonder if Envy's going to make his way back over this direction again. They do run into Yamsun, and that's going to be the kill that they'll take. Maybe not the kill that they would have wanted.
He had gold for his Blink Dagger and 5 gold, so that's actually quite nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, they wanted Envy for sure. Like, the only way this AM can catch up to this Luna is you either win fights or you kill the Luna, and like, meanwhile he's farming. Like, otherwise, like, the farm disparity is probably just gonna get bigger.
Yeah, it's just such a huge net worth lead already, like you're talking about. They do have that Blink Dagger done now. I think he sold something, or somehow he got into it. Oh, maybe taking a tower or bounty
Yeah, I'm not
runs.
sure. Maybe a Bountron in a
Yeah.
bottle? But he got it.
Yeah. So they can make their move now, and again, Monkeys Forever in real precarious position there.
Bottle for Envy, DD. They're gonna look at taking a pick into Roshan here. Yeah, he's already manting out to bottom because they want to play the map really quickly. They might just walk into Roshan. They have the Abla on 3rd skill, they have a DD on Envy, and they have full Luna aura. They can do this.
Okay. They're going to take it down. Very rapid movement, and in the meantime, Simply Two-Based wanting to find a pick-off. Again, they're trying to play around this ward, but it's not going to translate, and they're going to lose out on Roche. The scan, Dire anticipating a move over from Simply Two-Based, but it's not going to come quick enough. And yeah, now they scan, know that Roche is going on. They're actually going to start TPing over here, and it is far too late as they found Monkeys Forever moving into the area. Can he get out of here? Tries to escape. The chase down continues, and Monkeys going to drop. He took so much damage there just from that DD Luna.
I think Esk has been doing a really good job. He's like catching these heroes, and he's not having to spend last on them, so this threat is always there. Honestly, that spell is so long cooldown that sometimes the threat of having it there is like more than the spell itself.
Right. Yeah, very important.
It's so hard to play anti-mage this game. Like you saw, like in your ideal anti-mage game, like you're pushing top lane all the way to your tier 2, you're blinking around at camps, but he's having to play super careful right now, and He's just getting pushed away from farm over and over.
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower is under
Has
attack.
only died one time, but I mean, it's just the detriment of the laning phase and how quickly. I guess that's the other thing is like, I don't know at what point he starts to feel comfortable taking fights against Luna. I feel like it almost never. It's not going to happen.
Take us.
But I
They
don't
might
know.
go on 0 here. They can try to burst him, but honestly, I don't know how. They have to like cask into full arrow.
Yeah, they dropped down a sentry ward as well, so they would have scouted him. Jump in comes. They found the bat. Okay. Monkey's Forever, the one that secures that kill. And now need to be a little bit careful. Envy's going in. Pops the Eclipse, runs after them. Double Yule Scepter lift up. Monkey's Forever. Stun goes out the other direction after the Lotus wears off. Still trying to live. Monkey's Forever jumps through, able to escape actually. Now the Witch Doctor ulti down, gonna hit onto Jubei as well. That's Aegis already burned. What a great fight for Simply TOOBASED.
That was a really good play. And in the meanwhile, like Am, he plays this perfectly. He comes in for the first kill, gets a Mana Void. I don't know if he got the kill or not, but he gets that Mana Void, helps with his team, and instantly back to farming. He knows his job is done.
Right.
And you can see that reflected in net worth. Like he gained, I think he was like 3k behind Luna, now he's only 2.5k, so he's gaining, he's coming back. But this gank is scary on him here.
Yeah, they're looking already into the trees. Oh, blink back. They're all around him. Boris, get out of there. The chase continues. Jubei. Envy's there. Oh, Yule Scepter going to turn back the other way, but the Hex comes out and hexing himself. Boris gets out. Yeah, this is why you don't level stats. That counterspell, it's a little bit better than the old one.
Radiant's top tower
True,
is
true,
under
true.
attack.
And that's a big gank dodge. If he dies there, like, it's going to be really hard to play. But instead, you know, they got the Aegis. They're looking a lot better on the map now.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
I will say,
is under
Eternal Envy's
attack.
courier came to him during that fight, and he, like, sent it in to give his item. But, he had, like, a branch and a random mango in his backpack slot. So even though the courier delivered to him, the item died on the courier. Just sort of
Oh,
cloudy.
no.
So he's missing a Dragonlance, which isn't the biggest of deals, but the item actually farms really fast on Luna specifically for some reason. I think it's just like you're low range, so you have to run less distance to the camps.
Right.
So that's a little bit of farm down, you know, helps AM catch up.
It's true. That's what you need in this game. Any little thing can help. And it's also got the Pupil's Gift in now on the Anti-Mage, which is going to, you know, give him that extra survivability if they do ever sort of get a random catch on him. Although, to be honest, it feels like if he gets caught, he's just probably dead anyways. Maybe not, though. Maybe with enough stats, it's going to start turning back around. We'll see.
And they have the Blink a Lion. Anytime like Lion plus Necro or Lion plus Luna goes near him, like he should die. So
Right.
Battle Rat travels.
Well, farming out the lanes. A smoke up now. Flea was just barely caught underside of that ward. They spot him again. He's going to get hexed, and he is going to drop. No chance for any type of getting out of their move. But the side lane's going to push at the same time.
And that's a fine death. They smoked to the middle of the map, and Boris was like hiding in trees, couldn't farm anything until they're scouted. So Flea goes down, but it's not too bad.
Envy's buying the shard right now. What do you think about sort of the shard as a high ground potential? Does that
Wait,
work?
can you like do it near the tower and it hits the tower or something? I
That's
don't
what I'm
quite
wondering.
know the mechanics.
Well, it says that it can be ground targeted, and then it releases attacks up to 2 random targets. Oh, there we go. Big blow up. Almost able to catch there again, but Varian able to get out at the last second. So they did get the bigger kill on the Tiny. That's something I'm wondering about if it could work or not. It feels like it should.
Yeah, I've no idea. If that's how it works, then the theory about Luna versus PL is pretty good too, because one of the problems with PL is you can't break his stupid base, but if you just beam beside the tower and it hits it, that's nice.
Well, we'll see here in a second. I mean, maybe not.
Honestly, my understanding of the shard is like you don't need to get it that early. Like you prefer to get like more damage items first, but we'll see what it does.
Okay. Going in. Monkey's Forever has the flamethrower burning. And keep those illusions out there.
Dire's controlling the middle of the map, but they don't have lasso right now, so they can't really push forward. Like you're just gonna see them look at the Timbersaw mid. I don't really like this. I think they need to get control of 2 lanes and actually put some real pressure on. Like they dodge the Timbersaw, and if like he tries to go to the other lane, like they go to just dodge him and kill people with the Lion Blink.
Right. Well, and yeah, you're getting a lot out of this one right now as Anti-Mage pushing that side lane and forcing everybody back, and now the whole other side of the map is potentially open as well. They keep
Envy's
on.
doing a good job creep cutting here though, getting him some extra farm, getting the maps in a good spot.
Right.
And like, look at Boris, like, he has to play so scared this game. When you have to play like this in Anti-Mage, like, he was 2k behind a Luna, and you can see that lead is growing. Now he's 2600, just because he's hiding in these trees. Meanwhile, Luna's like, sort of fearlessly cutting ways and pushing forward.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice game, definitely, for Envy. And the state of sort of where they're stuck right now, there's just not much that you can do, it feels like. Monkey's Forever coming in, trying to take out some of these, but Yam's in the area, spots him out with 0. They have Lasso available as well. Oh, but able to get the Lotus off. I mean, it's still so much damage potentially. And actually, able to get out of there. Monkey's Forever, the Yule Scepter, that doesn't break the Timber Chain.
It's good bait by him. There's also for Anti-Mage. Every time the line shows, I think Anti-Mage gets to kill a couple waves. It's really big for him. I think people are like underestimating this line here in the sense that like if he just stays off map, like you can see how Boris is playing. Like it's really hard for him to do anything as long as his hero stays off the map.
Well, that slight 2,000 gold lead right now. As you know, other heroes on Radiant are actually getting some decent farm as well. I think the biggest one is just going to be Flea mainly. You know, who's been able to get a full Yules, but has 2,800 gold in the bank right now. Curious what he's going to go for. But in the meantime, Tiny going to get hexed. Trying to take him down. A fight also going on in the river. Pyrion's going to get brought down pretty soon here, but tries to turn and almost takes down the Bat Rider. BKBs, that won't stop the Maledict. Does have to TP all the way back home as Annihilate eventually gets brought down there. So 2 end up falling. But Bat did have to TP back home.
Is this some like weird new meta? Like, why is no one building Solar Crest? Isn't this? I thought this item was broken. Every player I talked to told me Solar Crest is the most broken item in Dota right now.
Necro,
But,
he's
like,
getting it.
My boy. Good job,
Zero.
All right. I was so confused. Like, we have an Aether Lens on like the Abaddon, which I'm not too sure I agree with anyways. But like, you know, I can see it working.
Right.
But you know, you need a Solar Crest. Like, some of the players I've talked to have said like, the average Solar Crests on your team should be 2, which means some games you should have more than 2.
Right.
So like,
Okay. That's a little insane to me, but if you say so, I'll take your word for it. Start spamming in my pubs. Let's go.
yeah, just buy Solar Crest. Just, I mean, if you play a pub and there's like a big MMR disparity, how you win is you buy Solar Crest and you cast on your highest MMR,
Okay, I
and
like
then you
that.
just win the game. The game's just over, just like that.
Easy peasy.
The throne explodes. All right. Envy. You know, this game, he realized last game that Satanic, Pike, BKB, Manta, not good together. By
Right.
Butterfly, you know?
Okay.
So, and look what, you know, they have Solar Crest. So, you know, he did some Envy talk, yelled at his team, why you no buff me? And now it looks like he has a really strong timing. They're probably going to wait for the second Roshan in order to go high ground just because, you know, waiting for that timing isn't too bad. You'll still choke out the map. He's doing a good job with the illusions, but as soon as they get that, they should have everything, and it's just go time. The BKB link on Bat Rider does -1 hero, and the other thing is like, if you kill a hero on Radiant and you reset the fight, being careful of buybacks, like they don't have the heroes to catch you. So like you can push and keep picking off a lasso very like methodically and efficiently.
Oh, wait a minute.
Big fight.
Avalanche comes out.
Cancel, yeah.
Flea afterwards with the arrow catches onto Envy. Where's the takeoff? Juve not there in time to take it off of Envy. Drop it down super low with that Maledict. He will burst. And then the turnaround Impale actually ends up stunning the rest of the team. Almost going to be able to find it. Now Flea jumps in, tries to take down Zero. He's down super low. A buyback comes from the Lion. What a huge fight there for Simply TOOBASED. And Flea with now a third arrow. That one's going to miss, but the other two hit beautifully. And that was the fight winner right there. And Boris shows up to clean up. Why not? Damn, dude.
Alright, my friend messaged me that Beam doesn't work on towers, but that fight was right before Roche's. I don't even know how they took such a bad fight on Dire. Like, Radiant just has the high ground ward, they're not de-warding it. Like, Abaddon, I don't know what he shielded, but Luna did not get shielded, he gets full arrowed. Like,
yeah.
if you look at, like, just the composition of the line, oh, good pick off there.
Nicely
Like, it should be
played.
impossible for Dire to lose a fight, I think. Like,
Right.
Luna in front, Abaddon behind, they have a lot of, like, hard stuns for him. But, you know, this is Dota. Like, in some situations, you just have to clutch it. And honestly, TOOBASED are clutching this game. They're pulling out the right moves. They're going the right itemization. Really like what they're doing, and it's looking good. Boris has a Scotty. He's going to Satanic.
I would like to see Flea buy an item. Look at this man's inventory
Yeah,
on the Marana.
that's super weird, right? Like, that's just...
What the hell? Like, at least upgrade
Radiance?
your stick. Like,
Is it time for the
anything.
Radiance bottom?
Just anything,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's funny because, like, you know, Kezu was talking to me. He was like coaching low MMR students, and obviously I'm not saying this about Flea. Flea is higher
Right.
MMR than me. He's a really good player, but he's like, the biggest thing he notices is that they don't spend their gold.
Interesting.
And then you look at this top level game, like these are some of the best players in NA, and like the same problem persists. He switched from the Greaves. He's going pipe now. I'm not too sure. I think there's an item that starts with the S and ends with a crest. You can
There
just
you are.
buy, you know, it's pretty good.
Well, to be fair, the way that they're playing, it feels like the anti-mage is staying out of the fight. Like, you think it's
That's
still
true.
good, even if like they're not bringing the carry to the fight as
Yes, the thing about Solar Crest is that it helps you take objectives. You Solar
Okay.
Crest a creep, you Solar Crest Roshan. It's just a good item, and the
Right.
stats on it are also really good. Like, I don't mind going for this pipe. I think it's a pretty good idea. It's just it feels weird that there's no crest. Oh, big smoke up from Dire here. They
much?
call out monkeys.
Try and chase down. Can they kill him? Reaper's Scythe. It is enough in the end. It was close, but it was
This
enough.
is Roshan. He has no buyback.
Big play.
That was really unlucky for monkeys. For some reason, I don't know what he Lotus Orb, but it's on cooldown for 6 seconds when they went on there. Like, I've seen monkeys play. He would get a Lotus Orb on himself every time there.
Right.
If it's up. But, you know, just not up. What can you do?
And he is 40 gold away, actually, from buyback. Oh,
That's
man.
rough.
God, that one hurts. And the jump up, the Hex, they found the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor does have buyback, so if they can maybe wait this out a little bit longer, Timber's coming back up real soon here. 17 seconds as Envy takes it down, but yeah, they're just going to leave it be, realizing we can't contest this, so Aegis is going to go into the hands of Dire, and that's also a shard.
Wow. Solar Crest plus damage items is really good in Dota.
Really
Just
good.
killing this Roshan. It must feel nice.
The way to be, man. Who doesn't love it?
Who's taking a shard?
I don't
Necro has it
know.
in his backpack. That shard's pretty cool at Necro. It's like a mini E-Blade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good, but it's
I
sorta
mean,
cool.
with like Reaper Scythe and Finger, it sounds kind of good.
I think you give it to Bat Rider. The Bat Rider shard's really... Yeah, they're giving it to Bat Rider. That shard
Okay.
is really good. Abaddon's is also pretty good, I think. Not too
Okay.
sure, though. That Bat Rider's just taking it.
The Abba one, oh right, the curse thing. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Oh, it also lowers the cooldown, which is really nice. Because,
Oh,
like,
okay.
imagine that fight at the bottom river. He just has shield 1 second earlier. Maybe Envy lives, right?
That's
But
true.
now Envy, look at him. He has jacked items. These are like Chad items, you know? You have Satanic, you have Butterfly, you have Aegis. It's time to go high ground. You're actually a strong hero. You do damage. Poggers.
Let's see if he can make it happen.
Dude, look
Twitch
at top. He's
chat and
burning the
Powerhead.
tower.
Yeah, I'm so happy about this. I love it.
It looks so silly, dude.
Toss
Ooh,
back,
toss back?
catch, 0. Taking a lot of damage. The Hex is out. Tiny Dead has buyback. Do they decide to chase any more? 0. Taking a lot of damage. So is Envy.
They're getting ball back, so they're just stalling there. I mean,
Yeah.
that tiny jump, it looks silly, but he has a purpose with it, right? Just, oh, are they going to catch
Handsome.
him here, though?
He catches. Hex is there, but where's the
He's
rest of the
alone.
follow-up? They don't have anybody else.
Boris is going to chat on him here. Watch this.
Chase, chase. What
Just
else they got left in the tank? There's nothing. They're TPing back with Envy now, and the rest of them, I mean, you got to be careful. The rest of this team could chase him down maybe here. Flea looking for an arrow. Doesn't look like he's going to find it, though. God, that tier 1 tower still being up is crazy to me. Go get that thing. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Im doesn't have a shard. I've had, like, I asked players about it, and I've had sort of mixed reactions whether you need this a lot, and just look at Dota 2 Pro Tracker. Like, some games I see certain players, like, always buy it. Like, this game, Boris doesn't have it, and it feels hard to play fights without that shard.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, the taking away of what it was previously with the talents. The Mana Void stun, interesting. Is that the whole AoE stun, do you know?
No,
I
I
haven't
think it
seen
only
that.
stuns the person you targeted on.
Okay.
But it's a 1.3 second stun. Like, that's not bad. You can
Right.
actually go in, Mana Void someone, like, to start, and then, like, you'll hope you bash them. Because he doesn't have Abyssal yet, and Abyssal's also sort of a nerfed item. Oh, mid lane still?
Gets it off.
Big flamethrower.
That is a lot of damage on the monkeys, though. No stacks built up on him at all for the reactive armor. But a quick little jump in there. Boris trying to play a little cheeky. Invis Batrider right nearby with that shard, jumps forward, tries to take down Yemsum, pops it. Big old chase for the kill, and they get him. Now the jump in coming from Monkeys catches onto a couple. They pop the ulti immediately from Jubei. Now trying to run in. What more can they do? Eclipse is out. Monkeys forever. Tries to retreat, still keeping that Lotus Orb on himself. And in the meantime, Envy kind of has to back out again. Avalanche toss comes out round 2. Boris turns onto Jubei. Supports are dead. Where else can they look now? A quick little bash, and then the walk away. Buyback coming from Abba as they want to jump onto the backlines, finding that Batrider. Now out of mana, but the Reaper Sight and the Lasso combos together. Can they get him out in time? No. Boris gonna go down. He has buyback available. Gem on the ground. In the meantime, Annihilate also gonna fall. No more buyback for him. Chase continuing. Looking for this Witch Doctor. He's in some trouble. Force Staff trying to walk away. Boris jumps forward. Trying to take down Envy now. Can they kill him? He pops the Satanic. He's still got the Aegis. I think it is all too much in the end. Maybe if they can shut down the rest of these heroes. Zero just goes into that Ghost Shroud, walks away. They're trying to burn down Envy to no avail. Still a minute left on this Aegis, trying to take down everybody else, but it is far too much damage at this stage. As Boris gonna have to back out of there. And I think with these tier 4 towers falling, black and yellow, just going to clean up here. Envy's not even caring about the rest of this big mana void. Again onto 0, trying to take down the rest of them. But Boris eventually won't fall. They do take down 0. Okay, Monkey's forever doing some work. But, I mean, it's the throne. It's open. Black and yellow, they are, barring some type of miracle, going to take this game. This Finger of Death comes out. The dead AM, 2 minutes gone, everybody's fallen. Big Maledict and big ulti. Okay, maybe. They take him down once, can they do it again? Jubei's dead now too. 0 comes back in the throne. It's only at 500 HP. They want to get it in, they will. Taking care of business. No more shenanigans. Black and yellow gonna force it to a game 3. Okay.
Nice. They got their house in order, you know. Eternal Envy. He bought the butterfly, they got Solar Crest, and they just hit the enemy throne. Pretty good strat, you know.
I like the strat, definitely. It's weird how it just sort of switches like that. And I guess that's just the nature of these Luna drafts where, you know, you lose one fight in a bad position, maybe you don't have buyback, whatever, get caught, it's just over.
Yeah, I think that's the nature of Luna. She's a very snowbally hero. Like, if you're behind, that hero just sort of dies. She doesn't really have any defensive capabilities, and she's low range, so just to be in front. But like in this game, if you're snowballing, like you can make that hero look really good. And I do want to say, like, I think Simply TOOBASED, like they played the team fights pretty darn well.
Yeah.
Like they took the right fights, but the early game advantage was just too much. Like Black and Yellow did a good job controlling the map. They had Manta Luges everywhere. They had good catches by Lion and Batrider, and yeah, they end up just taking that game.
Well, they take the game. I think the draft looked very good for Black and Yellow. We'll see if they can replicate that for game number 3. And I'm really curious what it looks like if we get a drafting stage with things looking relatively even. We could maybe see some magic happen. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go a quick break. When we come back, the panel is going to break down all the action. See you then.